Today on the channel, we continue to celebrate the best of 2023, and in today's video, we're counting down my top 5 WWE Mattel basics of 2023.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another best of year-end countdown for 2023. And in today's video, we're counting down my top 5 favorite Mattel WWE basics of 2023. And of course, remember, this is my list. Put your list in the comments down below, and make sure you put them in order. That's the hard part, but it's also the fun part. And quite the year for basics is 2023. Really the changing of the guard here at the end of 2023 for the basics line. A lot of people have complained about basics being too stiff and being too kid-like, which kind of is the point of basics, as we do know. However, we do know starting at the end of this year, 2023, hitting store pegs right now is the new basic line with added articulation, which truly is a game changer for the basics line. I think back to little kids wanting to learn to play with their action figures, do that kind of thing. These are a lot more fun to play with than basics of old. So that's a whole game changer, and I'm very excited to see where basics go in 2024. Word is, we're going to see a lot more legends in the basics line. That's going to be great for longtime collectors, fans of the 80s, 90s, superstars, things like that. Going to be a really cool year in 2024. So next year, about this time, we do that best of video. It could be a very difficult video to do with all this extra articulation and bigger names coming to the basics line. Could be a heck of a lot of fun. But this year, we got a little of that and a little of the old basic. It's really just kind of a transition year for the basics. But basics are sleepers. Now, we did it at the end of, I think, 2022. We saw the removability of the heads on basic figures, which is really awesome because you can swap back and forth with Elite. So that was a game changer. And now we're to this big time, more articulation time frame. That's pretty good as well. So we're going to see how this all nets out, see how it goes. But of course, we're going to do this list, and we're going to start at number 5. We're going to work our way to number 1. And as I said at the top, make sure you get your list together. Make sure you put it in the comments down below. So without further ado, let's kick it off at number 5. We kick off the top 5 basics of 2023 at number 5, and we go all the way back to Basic Series 134. And one thing a lot of people like myself like in basic figures is this is primarily where we get our suited figures from, is the basics line. And this is one of my favorite basic suited figures of the last couple of years. Coming in at number 5, Seth Rollins. And I like this one for what it is. Seth wearing his flashy suits, things like that. This one is very nice, though, because of the customization on this one. You got a Doc Hendricks where you only got his head from the Royal Rumble set. Well, buy this Seth for 12 bucks, whatever it is. Pop that head on there, and bam, you got a Doc Hendricks. You want a flashy custom of yourself in a flashy suit? Bam, do that. It's just a lot of cool stuff. You grab a Miz head. Miz would work on this body. It's just a flashy suit, very cool, great for customizers, but a great Seth Rollins for this time period. He's a little more wild now with some of his wear, but this time frame, he was wearing these kind of flashy suits like he was ready for Easter dinner or something like that. So a very fun one for a lot of reasons. Series 134, Seth Rollins coming in at number 5. All right, we've arrived at number 4, and number 4 giving me a little bit of deja vu as we got another suited performer, possibly the most suited performer in wrestling today. This one, we go all the way back to Series 140. We got a good friend of the channel. We go to Cody Rhodes. And Cody Rhodes looking extra dapper in this suit. A very modern 2023 suit here. This isn't your grandpa's black or blue suit. This is a nice, vibrant color blue suit. Beautiful yellow tie. And Cody, a beautiful face on him as well. How about that? Shout out to old Cody Rhodes. But a fun one, and once again, much like Seth, great for customizers, mix and match and moving heads around, doing things like that. Or just a straight up Cody, as we see Cody in a suit very often on WWE programming, as we do know. So an all-timer here with Cody Rhodes in Series 140, coming in at number 4. We've hit the halfway point here in our top 5 Mattel WWE basic figures of 2023. And of course, like I always say, get your list together. Make sure you put it in the comments down below. Make sure you put it in order. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel or the other YouTube channels. We got videos every single day, including a lot of best of year-end lists going on the channel right now. So here we are at number 3. And number 3 is one so nice, we're going to put him in twice. And of course, that means it is a chase or variant, whatever you want to call it, but it is Dolph Ziggler from Series 136. Old Dolph Ziggler, former WWE superstar, which seems absolutely crazy to say that, but that is the case right now. Old Dirty Dog himself, Dolph Ziggler. He was the chase in 136. I love the hot pink version. If I'm only picking one, this is going to be that. But of course, the chase version in the blue is pretty good as well. Just a fabulous, fabulous figure. We got a lot of Dolph Ziggler figures, but really Dolph Ziggler, as long as he was with the WWE, very underrepresented in the WWE Elite, basic lines, whatever you want to call it. Truly think he should have had a lot more figures than he absolutely did. But I absolutely love this figure. An amazing basic, very cool to have. One of those heads you can move to the Elites back and forth. Just an all-timer of a figure, and a figure I didn't see a ton out at retail either. So have to imagine with him leaving the company, this one might get a little bit rarer as time does go on. But a very fun one coming in here at number 3. It is Dolph Ziggler Rare or Chase Edition. And then, of course, the plain Jane version from Series 136. We've hit the number 2 spot in our top 5 best of countdown. And number 2, could this be the most expensive early basic of all time? Could this end up being the most popular basic figure of all time? Question still to be answered, but currently looking on eBay, this figure goes for like $50 for a basic, a brand new basic. And forget about the Chase version, which I do not even own yet, but I'll find it when it hits the stores. Who are we talking about? We're talking about Basic Series 141. LA Knight. And LA Knight sweeping the nation on SmackDown right now. And Mattel, we talk about it all the time. Tons of videos we talk about this, but Mattel extremely smart about this, making first-time popular characters, first time in the line as a basic to make everybody clamor to get the basic, and then a couple of sets later you get an elite version of that one. Make everybody buy multiple figures. That's the way the toy game always goes. Whenever there's a new character, there's a classic character that comes in the line. Look at it this year in the elite line with Scott and Rick Steiner. Those aren't the most memorable classic versions, but they know if they put those out right away, nobody will buy the other versions, or at least not in the same amount. So they want to get as much as they can, and that's why a guy like LA Knight goes basic first, elite later, and this one sweeping the nation. This one also is helped by it being the first series with the brand new great articulation on these basics. We say game changer a lot, and I mean it a lot, but this is a true game changer in the basic line, in the Mattel wrestling figure line. I think we're going to see in 2024, possibly beyond, a lot of people mixing their elites, ultimates, and basics now, where a lot of people said, nope, no basic for me. Now people are going to be diving into some basics, I have to imagine. So very, very cool to see this LA Knight in the line. Looking forward into 2024 for his elite, but this basic really gets the job done. It's going to tide a lot of people over until that elite does come, and that's why it's hitting number 2 in my top 5 list. We've come to the end of the line, the end of the road, as we're going to take a look at the number 1 Mattel basic figure of 2023 as voted by me. Once again, get your list in the comments down below. Put them in order. That's the fun part. That is the hard part, and we're here for it. And remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, as we got a ton of year-end countdown videos, and every Thursday on the channel all year long we have countdown videos as well, so make sure you're checking those out. Make sure you're subscribing to both YouTube channels. But here we are, we're at the end, we're at the number 1 spot, and this one is an amazing one. This one I saw for the first time in hand, I guess, at San Diego Comic-Con 2023. This is where they announced the evolution of the basic figures, and this is one of the ones they really demonstrated the changes with, and this is an absolute all-timer and an absolute favorite from this performer. Who are we talking about? We're talking about the Hulkster. We're talking about workout gear Hulk Hogan from Basic Series 142. All the new articulation here. You can do the big boot with this one. And we get so many Hulk Hogans. There's no doubt about it. Heck, I'll probably do a top 5 2023 Hulk Hogan video on this very channel, so stay tuned to that. But this one, an absolute game changer, because it's not NWO Hulk Hogan. It's not even old school Hulk Hogan with Freddie Blassie, which we're getting in the Legends line in the next month or so. What is time? And of course, it's not the yellow and red Hulk Hogan we get the most figures of. It's something different. It's early Hulkamania. It's around the start of Hulkamania. He's got the blue and the white. Just feels different, but still feels like Hulk Hogan. Just an absolute cool one. And like I said, you add all that new articulation onto it. Man, you can't miss with this one. Just a very cool Hulk Hogan figure. Have to imagine once this starts hitting the store pegs here in the next couple of weeks, it's going to be selling very well. It's sold very well on Ringside, of course. That's where I picked this one up with discount code Kyle. Save 10%, as you guys know. But just a very fun one, and really an elite feeling basic at the end of the day is this one. Just a great, fabulous figure. That's why it's my #1 basic of 2023. So there you have it. A banner year for basics. 2024 even going to top that. There's no doubt in my mind. It should be a great year for basics in 2024, and I can't wait to check them out throughout the year on the channel. And like I said earlier, make sure you subscribe to both YouTube channels. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you check out the Patreon for early access to all these videos. And then, of course, don't forget about Pro Wrestling Tees, another way you can support the channel on top of the Patreon if you so wish. And then, of course, social media, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for Hulk Hogan and the rest of the best basics of 2023, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.